Kristin, and I have a get ready with me for you guys today. I did my face and everything beforehand, so this will just be an eye look. Get ready with me. And this was the look I was wearing in my top 5 surprises of 2016, and I had so many of you request a tutorial, and I've decided this year I'm really going to try to, when you guys request it, I'm going to try to get it up within a couple of weeks of when that video goes up. So that's what's happening here today. So I have to tell you guys, I just, I filmed the look, and then I went to my collection to try to find dupes for the 2 shades that I used in here in my collection, just to give you guys some other options. And I spent about 20 minutes and I can't find any, which is so odd to me. It's strange, but I checked, like, not that this would be a dupe as far as a less expensive, but in case you had spell, I looked in the Queen of Hearts palette, I looked in my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I looked in my Violet Voss Holy Grail palette, I looked in my singles. I don't have any dupes. It's just very strange. So the 2 shades that I will use, and I'm going to show you these, and then I'll show you some swatches so that you guys can check your stash and see if maybe you guys have some. So this is Porter, and that's the one that I have in the outer corner. And again, these are ColourPop shadows. And this is the one in Sequin. And this is mostly a get ready with me, not so much review, but I will tell you, sometimes these shadows are just frustrating. ColourPop in general, shadows I find a little frustrating. So if you want, you can go ahead and give that a pause and take a look at your collection. I will tell you, this closest that I found to Sequin is Amber Rush, and it looks like that. So it just doesn't have quite as much of that sort of orange shift to it as Sequin does, and that was as close as I could find. So I apologize. I really like to try to give you guys other options, but look in your stash. You may have some things that's similar that I don't have. Maybe something, maybe one of those N Wild limited edition trios or something like that. Just, you don't have to have exactly what I have. Maybe you have 2 other colors that would look good together that you could kind of do this sort of technique. So anyway, having said all of that, I'm going to zip my lip and let's go ahead and get going. All right, before we get started, I'll bring you up to speed as to what is already on my face. I have the Dior Star Foundation in 10 and 20 mixed. I have the Pure Minerals 4-in-1. I have like smashed it and repressed it to get the rest of it out there. And I'm in the shade Light. I'm using currently for bronzer if I can get this open, really shouldn't be that difficult, the Burberry Sheer Summer Glow. That's what I'm using for bronzer right now. And then on my cheeks for blush, I'm using the same that I did the day that I was wearing this in video, is the By Terry Sun Design palette. And I have just these 2 shades here as my blush, and then a little bit more of that as a highlight. I think that's everything. So I'm going to zoom in and we'll get going. I do also have the IT Cosmetics Brow Power on there. And I just have the Lip Fusion XL on my lips. All right, so the first shade is this shade in Sequin. And I'm just using a MAC 242. And we're going to pull this. I do have primer on my eyes as well, by the way. I just have the same as always MAC paint. Well, did you see that? This is part of my problem with these shadows. I just had fallout, like crumbs like down my face. I don't understand. Anyway, it doesn't matter what brush I use, I still get that. Can you see that right there? I'm just gonna wipe off my brush a little bit. I mean, I've used these a bunch of times in a bunch of ways and it just doesn't seem to matter. Anyway, I'm just gonna pull that up a little bit into my crease. So, MAC eyeshadow base and then MAC Painterly paint pot over the top of that. I find that helps any shadows that I wear to not crease. Alright, it doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to blend with the other shade. And so you can see I'm kind of trying to not get the crumbs, and so I'm going back and forth over here, but I don't know. You can do this with your finger too. I just don't prefer to apply shadows with my finger. For a minute to take my Eco Tools brush and try to get some of that off my face. I mean, good gravy. All right, right off the bat, even before I go into this, and take your pick. It doesn't matter how you, this is just how I do it. It says Wet n Wild Brule and 217-ish sort of brush. And because I'm not planning on using a transition color, I didn't that day either, I want to just sort of clean that line up right away. And I do that by blending it out with Wet n Wild Brule. So you see how the line here looks softer than the line over here currently? I should shut my door. You can probably hear my washer. There we go. A little quieter. I'm going to wipe off that 242 brush and just make sure that this is even. It's one of the issues that I have with these shadows. I feel like I have a really hard time getting an even application with the finger, with a brush, with that brush, with the 239 brush. Does not seem to matter. All right, so then we are going to go into the shade in Porter. I'm laughing because I, for the longest time, was calling it 6H03. I don't know why I never did that with this one, but see how it has a number on there as well as the word Porter? What can I say? All right, I'm going to take a MAC 217. Just kind of going into that. And this one, this shade is metallic. As is Sequin, I had to look. But I don't feel like it performs like Sequin does. It performs a little bit more like a matte. So, just kind of going a little bit at an angle. And I want to bring that up because of my eye shape. I'm going to bring that up, like you can see, like that. It looks really funny right now. And I'm kind of, again, going down at an angle. And then I'm going to bring that in. And some people don't mind that sort of, I would call it like a harsh line because there's no transition color. But you'll find what I do with the Blanc type, or no, it's not Blanc type, it's Wet n Wild Brule. Or Blanc type, or whatever shade you have that is similar to that. Use what you've got. Now you can hear my dryer beeping probably. So I'm just using what's on the brush, not getting any more. Bringing that up. And you can see how I sometimes stop and look forward and then I'll close my eye again, but I want to see where that's landing with my eyes open. And then I blend a little with my eyes open. This is just, like I've said a million times, how I do it. You have to find what works for you in your eye shape. All right. Again, I'm going in with that Brule, and I'm just softening that edge, and it almost, you know, kind of adds that transition shade without having to use anything but Brule. And I'm going to go down into this corner, and I'm just really blending that. I just don't like any harsh lines. My name is Kristin Gehm, and I'm an overblender. Right, so I've done the same on the other eye. Not the blending yet, just the placing of that Porter shade. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them at the end or if I'm going to put them at the beginning. Some other shade options for you if I can find them in my collection. I'm just switching back and forth a little bit between the brush that has Porter on it and the brush that has Brule, just till I get it to where I like it. Today was one of those days. I'm using the Goss 05 brush, also with Porter beneath my lower lash line. It was one of those days where I knew I wanted to pull my bangs back. I'd like to pull my bangs back when I'm, you know, doing a Get Ready With Me. And my hair just was not working, so this is as good as it's getting, my friends. Now, when you're putting red beneath your lower lash line, you've got to be really careful. So, I can't remember if I did it that day or not, but if you have any redness in your eyes at all, you might want to use a brown or something like that. Or I'm going to go in with the Rimmel in Nude. And just kind of make sure that look, otherwise it can make your eyes look sick. Will make you look sick because it pulls out any red that's in your eyes. That's really all that there is to it. I'm going to take the Tarte, and you will see it kind of still looks weird because the liner is what brings this all together, I think. So I'm going to take this Tarte in Onyx, and that's the one I'm using up currently on my upper lash line. And I'm going to go about, see where I stopped? About there. Because the Tarte gets a little smudgy. So I don't like to bring the color all the way in. I will smudge it in with this brush. That way you don't have as much product in there and it's less smudgy. So I'm just going all along that lash line. I really want it in the lash line. See how much better that looks already? By the way, I have no idea what the color of my nail polish is. I'm so annoyed with myself. It's a gel polish, and I just got them done last night. And usually I take a picture of the bottle when she's doing it. I know it's gelish, and I forgot. So I've got nothing. Okay. And I don't like this one in my upper waterline, so we're going to switch to the Marc Jacobs Blacker, which is just about gone. I do have, I may film a haul you today. You guys are probably going to see this eye look in a lot of videos because I need to film at least 2 more videos today. I ordered the Sephora Queen of the Nile because it's less expensive and works almost as well. So see how that just brings everything all together? Were you scared for a minute there? All right, so here is the final lip, the final look. The lip that I put on was Dose of Color Truffle, and then I let that set just a little bit, and then I used the Doll 10 lip gloss, and this is the one in Miss Bliss over the top of it. And I should grab this and show you this. The mascara combo that I use, or cocktail that I'm currently using, is the Max Factor 2000 Calorie, and then Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, and I really enjoy that. So let me zoom you in. So here's the look. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, I am sorry that I wasn't able to find any dupes in my collection. I'm stunned by that, quite frankly, but it is what it is. Hopefully you have something in your collection that looks similar to this. If you do, go ahead and leave it below, and maybe that will help some people search their collection to use what you've got. So, all right, so thank you again for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.